Hello, I'm Carwyn Morris, and guess what? Doctor Who is back. So, let's talk the good, let's talk the bad, let's talk about the story, let's talk Doctor Who. So, as I said, Doctor Who is back, and the episode has just gone out, it's just finished broadcasting. My first impressions are, now, given that I wasn't a big fan of last season, in fact, if you look at my reviews for last season, you'll see that I was quite scathing about it. Except for episodes Deep Breath and Listen, I kind of really didn't like it. This first episode has just gone out, just watched it. It was great. It was great. Lots and lots of fun. I don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen the episode yet, but lots of good fun going on. Talk about turning stories on its head. Yeah, and to see Capaldi really sort of in his stride, having a bit of fun with the character. Jenna Coleman doing a great job, and obviously I'm going to leave some spoilers out, but the major spoilers, but some of the other ones that you really have to mention, I'm going to bring up, and that's one of them right now, which is Missy. Yeah, brilliant. Just fantastic. You get a real understanding of the sort of how the friendships between a Time Lord are very different to normal people. That they are elevated, and you really do want Time Lords to be elevated. You don't want Time Lords to be down here with us and have the same sort of lives as us. You want an alien life to have alien friendships and how that works and how they see, and you kind of get that from this story, in that Missy keeps referring to the Doctor as her friend, her best friend. Clearly, you know, the Doctor and Missy are best friends. And they've always been best friends, even though they keep trying to kill each other. And that's a great little moment in there as well. But I tell you what, you cannot beat the teaser to this episode. I thought the little prologue that they done on YouTube, that little two minute prologue, was really good. That was very intriguing, throwing up some very interesting stuff. But the teaser at the start of this episode, wow, talk about getting sucked in, man. You know, there was lots of great stuff in this episode, lots of things throughout, and it was reveal after reveal after reveal. I'm still one of those people that is still looking for more tie-ups. I'm still looking for other stories that were opened up last season to be tied up. And I've got a feeling that they will be tied up. I'm not sure that it'll all happen this season, but yeah, Stephen Moffat is starting to tie things together now and start to put things together. This episode also has my favourite Sylvester McCoy line in it, said by Sylvester McCoy as well. That's not a spoiler, you know, he's not in the episode, but yeah, unlimited rice pudding, etc, etc. From Remembrance of the Daleks. Some really good set building going on as well. I felt that there was a lot of stuff that they had deliberately put into this story, which was very, very reminiscent of 60s Doctor Who, and the fact that they've tried to make it look like the 60s versions of the 60s sets. Yeah, you know, if you go back and watch the William Hartnell Doctor Who and the Daleks, you know, those sets, brilliant. When you go to Skaro in that series, these sets are very reminiscent. Now again, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this for you, but I've tried to keep the story points spoiler free, but it's very, very difficult. Some of the things that happened in this episode that I thought were really nice was to see Peter Capaldi rocking it out. Because obviously, he was in a band with Craig Ferguson, I believe. So yeah, to see him rocking out was a good little bit. I felt that there were certain parts of this story that could have been taken out and you wouldn't have missed, but overall it's a two-parter, and it was, you can kind of see it working for a two-part story. It doesn't need to, not every story has to speed along to the end. Some stories you can actually pause for a breath, and this was very refreshing. This was very refreshing to see. The story's not rotating around Clara all the time, which a lot of people found that it was becoming a problem. That it was the Clara show featuring Doctor Who, and now it seems like it's back to Doctor Who. Now, given that Jenna Coleman has said that she is leaving this series, some of us are not going to be so happy to see her go. To see the back of Clara, probably, because then that stops the writers from having to write around Clara all the time. But I don't want to see Jenna Coleman go. I love her to bits. I think she's brilliant. I think she's doing a cracking job. Again, we're starting to get to see a bit more of Capaldi's Doctor in character, not just through what he's saying, but how he's being allowed to run with the character. I think that's going to come. He's going to come into his own this series. I hope so. Anyway, I don't want to see it backpedal down, and I don't want to see him have to resort to doing what he was doing last series, where he was just doing random stuff that seemed Doctorish. Now he seems like he's sort of found his groove, and this is it. The camera work in this was pretty cool as well. We were getting some nice sort of in and out shots where the camera appeared to be in the back, sort of sneaking a peek, seeing what people were doing. That I thought was pretty good. Not really creative. I mean, a lot of the time it was just point and shoot, but there was a little bit of creativity going on there. I'm not going to talk about the reveal at the end, because I think once everything's revealed, yeah, it was just a good. It was a reveal after reveal after reveal. What else can I say? Oh, I mean the sound. The sound was great as well. The sound, it looked like they were borrowing sounds from the 60s radiophonic workshop archive, and they'd done nothing to them. Nothing to them at all. They were good sounds. They were there in the background, and for those people who are real fans that have seen all these episodes, you'll recognise these little pings and dings and gone, oh wow, okay. So that was a lot of fun. Visual effects wise, for a TV series, and sometimes we do separate TV series from film. Yes, the VFX in this would be sort of, they're on the cusp. They're on the cusp of almost being filmic. I think what lets it down is the fact that they still don't have the amount of time that a movie has to work on it. So for what it is that they're doing, for the amount of time that they're doing, these effects are top notch. They're never going to be up there with a movie because they simply just don't have the time to work on them the same way. Big episode, big opener. We're looking for next week now, where we get the part 2. But honestly, I feel that this is a really cracking opener to the series, and if this is the way it keeps going, it's going to be a grand series. And I just hope that the resolution to this part 1 is sound, because that's the one thing I felt let down last series, was that it was most of the episodes were really good 3/4 of the story through, and then the last quarter where it was doing the resolution to the story, it always fell flat. The resolution and the reveal and the how to fix it would just totally fell flat. So this series, I'm hoping that they fixed that problem and are now addressing it throughout the story and not trying to shotgun the story to the finish line. But overall, this first episode of Doctor Who, for the first episode of Series 9, I gotta give this a 9 out of 10. This was a lot of fun. Just brilliant fun. And like I said, reveal after reveal after reveal. And the end is just like, well, I don't know how you're going to get out of this one, but I'm going to leave you tell me how it's done. So, yeah, that's my review of Doctor Who. Let me know what you think. See you later, guys.